have a really big hand right now. I need to change the size. Okay, ready. We're gonna start using, actually I'm gonna use this beautiful over here. It's a Spektra Xion. I love this grape. The difference with the other grape is, for example, you see those like texture over here is perfect when you want to hold it and you don't want to, like sleep or something like that. You're gonna have a really nice, holding on this machine. We're gonna be using the power supply, supplies. You know what I say? I'm the worst with my English. Okay, the power supplies. Okay, when it's brown, and that is why we're gonna start working now. I prefer like work in shading in 5.5.1. Why? Because I'm gonna start working a little faster, and that is the reason that I need a little more faster, torque when I start working with that. That way I'm gonna have that beautiful blended. If I go a little slow, I'm gonna have different texture on the drawing that I'm gonna start doing. Okay, it's shading, just touch this. You're gonna change shading, lining left, shading right. This one, you're gonna put less on this, you're gonna put more. This cord over here, the power cord, is always on the right because this thing that you see over here is for the pedal. You're gonna use the pedal if you're gonna have, if you need to work a lot. Actually, the tattoo artists use that because they need to stop and work again and do something like that. But we're gonna start working on eyebrows. It's really hard, I need to be honest, but no, it's too hard because they don't gonna take like longer hours. But whatever, we're gonna press this. You hear that beautiful is that, and we want to stop it. Now about the needles, I was trying to use some of this from the Nano Vertex Nano. I love them, but they are really expensive. For that reason, I'm gonna try to use just one of them. I'm in love with this over here. They are Nano Vertex. They are 1LT. I'm so sorry, I need to say that they are really beautiful when you work with them, but I can explain that really good in English. But this one you can use almost for everything. Just that, for example, if you have a little more oil skin, you need to use another kind. If you have a little more, like, more soft skin or something, like a dry skin, you need to use the other one, the tiny one. But it's whatever is fine. I really love this one for practice. I forget the name, but I think all of you know the names. But for this one, I really love it because it's really long and you just need to adjust the size that you want it. And of course, the vertex. This is 25. It's the one RLT 25. Let me see. 0.25. Okay, this one is beautiful too. But we're gonna start working with this. Okay, I'm using this before. Maybe right now I'm gonna have a little problem, but it's practice, guys. I want to open a new one, but you know how expensive those needles are. For that reason, we need to, save. And it's the same. Okay, you know how to put it then. You just gonna press inside and then just turn it until you find like, okay, it's perfect for me. I think they don't gonna come out. It's perfect. Now you're gonna press this and voila, it's working. But sometimes we need to see how long the needle gonna come out. For that reason, you're gonna just turn this until you find like, okay, this is the perfect size that I wanted. If you feel like, okay, that is a noise that I don't like, it's better that just change it until you find like, Okay, this is the perfect noise. It's a really clean, like a zoom. When you have that noise, the meaning of that is that you're gonna have more ink on the needle. For now, I think it's perfect that way. You can see we have like 2.5 millimeters from the needle. I think it's perfect. We're gonna now stop because I'm gonna show you really fast the ink that we have. We are having Tina Davis. All of you know that Tina Davis came with a lot of like this kind of pigment. All of them come from Permablend. For that reason, you don't want to Tina Davis because it's expensive, whatever. Actually, in Permablend, you can find all those brands from the same tree, all the leaf. Okay, but actually they came with a lot of, those correction. This is not great dermis. This is a really nice pigment for those green and blue eyebrows. But they use this one in almost all those little cups. For that reason, even if you use the more dark color, they always gonna come almost true to this color that we have over here. And to be honest, they are really good and they are blended really well too. And I can see that when they heal, they're gonna come really nice. They don't scar a lot, but that depends on the skin too. But whatever, we are using this one, but because we are practicing, I'm gonna use the regular ink because I have a lot of them. And with this one, it's almost the same sticky texture. Remember, when we work with those kind of ink, we need to maybe sometimes I like a thick shading solution. Okay, this thick shading solution is because sometimes, for example, with this needle, you're gonna have some splash and you don't want to splash on the face or whatever because you're gonna lose the line that you are doing. For that reason, sometimes you add a little bit of shading solution thick, and you're gonna have a really thick pigment that you can work really well with. Okay, but because we are using this beautiful over here, I don't know how they do that, but that system is amazing because you don't want to have any kind of mess or a splash on the face. You're gonna work really good with them. For that reason, we don't gonna need that. Okay, you remember the cup, they came different size. You can have the ring for the cup or whatever is fine for you. Even the little holders, because some people use the tiny cups. Actually, I have a few. Let me show you. Those little silicone tab, they're really nice, but you need to use a holder for this. For that reason, I don't know how to do that because I need to buy that. For the moment, I'm gonna use just the regular one because they stick to whatever supervise that I wanted, and I don't gonna have any split. The only bad thing about this is a big one. I'm gonna use a lot of ink, but that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna put it right here. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, it's right here on the top, but they're gonna be fine because you know already what is going on. Okay, the ink, always you're gonna put your finger over here and check it really well. Check it. And then, we wanna put the ink. To be honest, right now we are practicing. We don't need to cover the machine because we want to clean it, but I sometimes prefer to use this cover over here. It's like a grab that you can use to protect the machine, to add a little more volume, to put a little more resistance, whatever is fine for you. And just voila, we have a little grab. Okay, about the cable, I love to use this long cord around my neck. Why? Because I don't gonna have any problem with that. And that way you can work really good. Okay, we're gonna start now. Okay, you can see that noise like a yee. That is a perfect noise. Now, let me turn it on. Something that gonna need a lot is this. We're gonna need that a lot because this latex thing is really hard to work with. Something that worked really good with me with this latex is before I start, I can add just a little bit, of this cream just to have a really nice supervise to work with. I'm gonna clean it, of course, but right now they're gonna have a little more soft supervise. Okay, I prefer to work like this because sometimes that is the way that you're gonna be working with on the face, you're gonna be on the side. For the reason, try to start working this way. Okay, let's turn it because I know all of you want to know what is going on. Okay, remember, the machine for this. We're gonna try to use the machine on this position. Let me show you. Like this. We wanna try to use those fingers, those two over here, just to hold the skin, because sometimes you need to use 3 fingers to, stretch the skin. But the reason, you're gonna have those just for you. And you're gonna use these 2 over here and you're gonna hold it. But this one, you don't need to use it. Actually, with the lips, it's the same. You don't need to use it. But this one, with the eyebrows, they're gonna make the pressure that you need. Remember, guys, I'm so sorry. Always 90 degree. With the 90 degree, you're gonna have a perfect application of the color. That is really important, something that I learned with Carla from Sculptor Studio that helped me a lot. I was a tattoo artist before, but this is something totally different. Okay, let's start doing this, guys. I'm really excited. Okay, now I'm gonna do the regular power brown. I hope it's correct over here. Okay, I'm gonna use thing, and something that you need to know is that you need to start from outside to inside. How are we gonna start doing that? With tiny lines, like ta, 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 ta. And then you can change a little bit, but always ta, 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 until you feel like, okay, I'm keeping the way, I'm keeping the form of the eyebrow. And then we want to continue, we're going to come down, up, more ink, and then we want to continue with a little more, like down. I'm working a little fast, I'm gonna be honest. You need to slow down a little bit, but I want to show you what is going on over here. And then we're gonna continue. Remember, always from outside to inside. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this step a little faster. When you work so fast, you're gonna make lines, and you don't want lines on your eyebrows. Normally, that step is really easy. It's just something like that. You're gonna do a little more dark on the other side, on the left side, actually over here, on the outside, and then you're gonna start like I'm making a little blended. But before to clean, I want to add a little more color because I know with this latex you're gonna lose everything. Now you can change the direction of your stroke. You wanna make like cross, like ta 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 ta, and then ta 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 ta. That way you're gonna start cleaning maybe some spot that you left after to apply the first layer. Remember, we wanna start working with 3 different layers. On the first one, you're gonna feel like, oh my goodness, what I did, because the color gonna start coming after like 30 minutes, something like that. You're gonna feel like, oh my goodness, why they can't take the ink? What I'm doing bad? You are doing great, sweetie. Remember, just the best thing that you will know how you are doing great is when you find the sweet spot. How you gonna feel that? When you see no blood, but most like a liquid, a clear liquid, or maybe a little blood, but no like too red. It's more like lymphatic liquid. I don't know how to say if I say that in English correct, but it's something like that. Okay, the reason that I'm doing this is because the first step I did really fast, and I know that now when I clean this, they're gonna disappear. I just want to see what is going on. We're gonna put down, stop. I don't wanna do the both of them at the same time because I want to show you really fast over here. And we're gonna use the oily tint cream that we have. I'm using Aquaphor because I have a lot. I have baby, and with baby you're gonna have a lot of those stuff. Okay, this ink is really strong on the latex. Maybe they're gonna take a little time to clean, but try to clean really good. That way you're gonna see what is going on with your eyebrow. Okay, they start to come out really good. You can see that transition over here because over here I play a little more layers to the outside. But remember, this is the first one. We need to come back with the other one. Now we're gonna start working like around until over here. We're gonna try to make a transition from the light to dark. Remember, dark is always on the bottom. I prefer to work a little more dark on this little curve over here, but that is up to you, the style that you want it, that is fine. You can do whatever you want, just try to don't lose, the form of your eyebrows, and always, ladies, always sweet spot. Now, it's the same again. We're gonna start always from outside to inside. Something about the lines. Some of you love to do lines. They look really nice, but the thing about the lines, they're gonna heal different because the line is a compact, point together. With the shadow, it's totally different. You're gonna have different point, different size, and for that reason, it's really hard to try to keep the same consistent from the line to the shadowing. For that reason, if you can practice until you feel like with the shadow you can do whatever do you want, they're gonna be awesome, guys. Remember, guys, 90 degrees of the machine, tick, 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 tick. And this one, you're gonna use it to make those movements. Those fingers, you're gonna use it too, just to don't have all your machine down. You're gonna feel like, okay, this is the perfect. Just try to keep the same style that you are working with. I'm so sorry. You wanna continue going on, ta 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 ta, and then it's just add so many layers until you feel like, okay, this is what I wanted. This is perfect for me. Maybe a little more dark if you want a little more covered style. Maybe a little more light if you just want to add that to for example, a microblading or something that you just want to add a little shading, it's the same. But for the moment, we're gonna keep it like that. We're gonna continue, and I'm so sorry, the result gonna be something like this. You see over here, you almost can see the point. Actually, that is beautiful. On the skin, they're gonna disappear. They're gonna blend really good, but this is not real skin. This is, you know, latex. It's totally different. And over here, we need to continue working a little more pass, a little more layers, but the idea is just try to keep the form, and remember, dark on the bottom, light to the top. Okay guys, for the next time we're gonna show you the leaks, and actually this technique that you can see over here that I love it is something like this, and at least something similar to this too. I'm using like microblading with this one, and then shading inside, trying to make like a 3D effect or something like that, like a real eyebrow. But I love it with this one with not so many definition, because sometimes, you know, the eyebrow have some imperfection that we can work with. Okay, this is all guys. I hope you enjoy. I'm so sorry that take a lot. I'm sorry for my English. Have a good one. Bye bye.